Good morning. Welcome. I nearly said welcome to my show then. I meant welcome to my channel. I've obviously spent a little bit too much in London and time in London and seen too many shows. Welcome to my channel. I am making a spooky folder as part of the Secret Spooky Society, which I'm in with the fantastic Robin Dudley Hayes, and I wanted to make some spooky bits and bobs to go inside the journal. Well, I have given you a little preview of that. I will do a full flip through when it's finished. So yesterday I was making something else. I've cut all these cards from, they're not finished yet, they're just prepared with gesso. Cutting all these cards from file folders, and what was left from the file folders was this. Now, in England, this is our colour of file folders. We don't have them lovely cream ones like you do in America. So this was left. This is the hinge bit and the, you know, where it falls to make the score marks to make the spine of the file folder. So I was left with all of these. So I thought, oh, I'll make some books. Little books to go in my books, in my book. And I have got quite a few left still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will make 6 little books. But I also thought, well, what about making some slides? And I went to print on vellum, and I didn't have any vellum left, but I did have acetate. And I just love the way that they've turned out. They've printed like a little bit sort of blotchy because it was an inkjet printer. Printed a little bit sort of blotchy, and I sprayed them with a sealer. Show you the sealer. Maybe I won't show you the sealer, but I sprayed it with a, you know, you shake the can and, oh, here it is, plastic cork, clear sealer. And this is what I got. So they are Fairy Kids from, it's the ITKUPI, I think that's, anyway, Imaginarium. And I will put the link to this in the description. So I printed them on vellum, not on vellum, on acetate, sprayed and sealed them. Some of them rubbed and some of them smudged a little bit because I caught them, but I love the way they've turned out in that they look old. I added a bit of ink as well to make it look older, and even though the Fairy Kids, I thought they looked a little bit sort of, I don't know, a little bit of vampire or something of that ilk. So I thought I'll show you. I put them on my Instagram, which is Be Divine Vintage, BEADIVTAGE. Let's write that down for you. There we go. Be Divine Vintage. That's my Etsy, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So I put them on yesterday on Instagram and Facebook, and so many people said to me, how did you make them? So I will show you. So I had my little pieces like this, and those measure 3 inches by 4 inches. And what I did, I just put some gesso on them and rounded the corners. So I got my punch, rounded the corners, painted them with gesso. Just going to put those 2 on side because I'm going to make some more. And then I cut myself a little template. So this one measures 2 inches by 3 inches, and that then gave me an equal border round. So depending on what size you use, it's nice, I think, to have the equal border. I was thinking of doing some like Polaroids. I might even do some Polaroids with these. That would be good fun as well. If I do that, I'll certainly let you know. So I put my little template on, and because it's already got the score marks on from the actual file folder, I lined it up on there, took my pencil, drew around, very technical, very, very technical. Then I got my blade, my X-Acto, and then, oh, it's not cut on there. Let's just get this glass. I've just washed my self-sealing or self-healing or whatever it is. That's just been washed. So then I just lined everything up and cut through. Just be so careful with these X-Acto blades. They are just so sharp, aren't they? I lined everything up again. So this border is just about a centimetre, just over a centimetre. It's probably, well, it will be half an inch. So I did that. Let's just put these here. Put the X-Acto back. I had a nasty accident once when I hadn't put it back, and I really did cut my finger. So I always try to put that back now. Just pop that out of the middle. So you're left with these. These I thought would make some more little transparencies. Do some more. I'm just saving those. Got them all clipped together. Right, move that back to my messy area. So then what I did, I got my palette knife and my modelling paste. Don't tell me I can't open it. Yeah, there we go. I took out some modelling paste, put it on there. This is just like greaseproof paper or parchment paper. I got my stencil, which is the Tim Holtz sort of widdly whatever. It's the same one that I used on here when I did the altered playing cards. I'll put the link below. That's another one I did. So I just thought I would use it again on these, because it is nice to have sort of themes, etc. running through your journals. Got my palette knife, my modelling paste, and I put that on there. It does not take long to dry this at all. Especially at the moment here, it's very, very warm. This afternoon I'm going to go soon pick my husband up from a cricket match. Then I am going to go and see, can you see that? I'm going to go and sit in the garden, have a little read. I might do some sewing. Gather all that together, and then put that one on this side and gently just go down. You can use any stencil you like. I just like this one because I just thought it, to me, it does look a little bit sort of spooky. There we go. I will pop this straight into the I should have a bowl of hot water, but I haven't. But I will pop it back into the sink. I will scrape up these bits, put them back in. Chemical Bead Divine Vintage. The bead, because I like beads, I love vintage beads especially. And the Divine is from the Divine Feminine, because I'm a great believer in the divinity of the woman and the man as equal partners. Clean that. Right, so there we go. We've got that now. Right, I am just going to give this a very, very immensely quick blast with the hot air gun. She says, let's just turn it on. Whoa. Sort of knock everything off in the meantime. I've got loads of, this is how many letters I've posted this week. You know, not letters, parcels from my Etsy shop. And I've just got them there. So of course I just knock everything off. Just let me put these away because they are sharp. Health and safety for always first. Right, sorted. I am still on my keep everything clean and tidy phase. I tidy up every day. Right, I have now got some India ink. It's a vintage India ink. I've got loads of it. I didn't know I had. I've got all these different colours, yellow and apple, and a lovely blue, grey, and then an orangey colour. So I'm going to do more with these Indian inks. So I got some Indian ink, dipped my paintbrush in, and I very quickly just sort of painted the Indian ink on both sides. And I did like the effect that it gives. So I've not done a solid block of colour. I've just tried to sort of do it quickly and lightly around. So I love it on this paste, the effect. You just skim over the top and you still get the little sort of what look like grey bits. This is just a Roni. Sorry, black Indian. It's drawing ink, this. Sorry, not Indian ink. It's black Indian drawing ink. I thought it was Indian ink. My others are Indian ink. Right, I'll put that to soak in a more. Right, so then I have got, I'll just dab that down to dry it. So I have got, let me move my made ones out of the way. So I have got two embossing. I've got this Stuart Gill marcasite, which I absolutely adore this. So I'm going to use my Versamarker pen, and I'm just going to sort of rub it around where I would like that to be. So I'm going to put that one on first. Just tap it down, put this back in my there. I have to use the heat gun obviously because it's embossing powders. I'm shot, yeah. Can you see the lovely effect that gives? You get the dark, almost black, and then the shiny parts. So I'll just put some, this is just orange embossing powder. So in London, we stayed in Piccadilly, which was lovely. So we're not too far from the West End. And we went to see a couple of shows. We saw, me and my daughters, we saw Moulin Rouge, which was fantastic. We saw that Tuesday night. Then on Wednesday we got tickets, half price tickets, and we were in the stalls. They just so happened to have 3 tickets for in the stalls, and there was 3 of us, me and my 2 daughters, to see Matilda. So we went to see Matilda, and that was very different than Moulin Rouge, but great fun. And I loved it. They put everybody in the chalky. I'll not tell you more about that in case you're going to see it, but that was really good fun too. I love how that orange just sort of melts into that drawing ink, and I love that it's overlapped onto the marker side. I think that gives a really, really nice effect. So next I got my image. So now sadly, because they are close together, they do sort of overlap. So when you cut out, you might cut off a little bit of another one. So I've still saved them because they will probably come in useful when I do they will come in useful when I do the next size down images, because I can just use heads and faces and things. I'm going to cut up there. So I've sort of cut out roughly the size. Sorry, I should have put that on first to get an idea of where it would be. But because I'd done them yesterday, I just sort of knew, and I just eyeballed it. There's like the dull side and the shiny side. And I'm going to put the shiny side upwards. So I've got my Fabri-Tac here. Ooh, coming to the end of this, so it's really sticky, and that's why I'm using it up really. I'm trying to use up. Doesn't want to come out. That's how sticky it is. Whoa. Ah. It does want to come out. It just doesn't want to come out through the nozzle. Pin. Just pin through there. That's how thick it is at the moment. That lovely gungy end bit. So put that on. Then I sort of put, I want the shiny side upwards, and just sort of work out where you want your little image to be. Put that around more. We want more. I've got loads and loads and loads of vintage actual transparency slide covers, so I'm going to do some work with those as well. So I must have moved from my envelopes phase to my transparency phase. Yeah, can you see that? And can you see, because it printed quite thickly on the acetate, that it does sort of clump together the inks, but I think that makes it look extra special. I'm just holding this glue down, holding it down to get the glue. If a bit of your glue goes on, which I aim not to, but sometimes it does, it will just wipe off. Just trimming the excess acetate off there. A bit poking through. And then I got a little sponge and some ground espresso distress oxide. And I just sort of went around and put some grunge on there. Just making sure that's all lined up. Yeah, just put a bit of grunge on the dull side because it takes better on the dull side. There we go. See, I've smudged his head a little bit because it's obviously not quite dry under the sealant, but to me that doesn't matter. I got a Stabilo and I just went round on the back side of it, as it were. I went round the edge there, round the edge there. And do this with Stabilo or charcoal. This is a Stabilo 8046 that is on paper, plastic and metal. Went all around the edge. And then with that one, you just dampen it and blend it. That's the back. Then I got my crocodile, and at the top I just sort of eyeballed. I set my distance, so I'm about just under ½ an inch in, and I punched one up, wrong side. I was on the wrong hole. 1, 2 holes. Some I've done apart, some I've done close together. I used black grommets. Now I did. Sorry, I was putting that away, Stabilo. I did, as you can see, I've stitched around these, but I'm not stitching around these ones. I've got my machine close by, but I'm not stitching today. So I'm the base. That's 1, 2 in, and I might thread some lace or something through there. It depends what I'm going to use them for in the book, because I thought they could just slip in your book as a decoration, you know, into a pocket or something. But I also thought, let's just get a book, any book. I've just got a little book here. This is just a little vintage book. You could just put it in, you know, fasten it in there. It's just like a little, you put a hinge on it. Looks like a disembodied head, that. So I've not done that until I decide exactly how I'm going to use it within the journal. Let's just put like a bit more colour on that. That's better. Right, so then to get this little bit at the bottom, all I did was I got a rusted safety pin, which are available in my shop. I consider myself a good ruster, so lots of rusted things. I will put a link. I got a button, and I got a button sort of with stitching already on it, so I didn't have to stitch. I will stitch if I need to, but I like ones with original. Love that one. So I have my tins of buttons with stitching. I have my tin of, this is my beautiful mother of pearl and glass buttons. I get a piece of lace. There's a lace there. Here we go. Some. So these are all just bits of scraps. I've got this old tape measure. So I've got a bit of lace. And I've got this old tape measure that's just inches on, made in England, inches on both sides, and you can literally just tear it off. So tear off a number. This is bit number 34. I don't want it that big. Get the glue. Something's itching my nose now. It's probably the powders. Get my glue. Oh, we went to Ladure. We went to buy macarons. Jess and I, and the eldest, we love macarons. So right, we'll go to Laudre, I'm not quite sure how to say it, in Covent Garden. We got there and they saw my daughter had a badge on that said I am 30, and we didn't expect to get seated outside because it was so busy. Let's just put that on. I quite like the way that that's pulled itself when I tore it. I've got some fibres. Yeah, so we got there and we said, we were sort of looking at the outdoors and we said, oh, there's nowhere to sit. And the waiter heard us and he said, oh, to Olivia, is it your birthday? Happy birthday. So he said, we've got a special table for you, and they took us up onto the balcony, and which overlooked Covent Gardens. So we were watching the street entertainers and things. So we sat outside. So instead of just a macaron, we had the biggest, actually let's just try that on this side. That's better. We had the biggest, stickiest cake each that we possibly could. I had champagne, the girls had a cocktail, and we had a big sticky piece of cake and 2 macarons each. I know, very naughty. But we just couldn't not do, could we? Sat where we were in the sunshine in Covent Garden. So a little rusted safety pin. So I just pop that through. You can decorate in any way that you wanted to. I'm just keeping these all just similar. Like I said, to go in the journal. I've liked that they're all numbered because they're like a collection. I think I've got something like that starts at 34 and I've got through to 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So that on there. And then I've got these. I'd forgotten I had these. The Tim Holtz Ideology Curiosity sticker book. It's got 6 stickers in, word stickers, and it's got some image stickers as well, which I really do like. So I'm going to pick a word for this little boy. I think I like that one. State of mental wretchedness. That's how I feel sometimes when I'm tired. So, oops, move those. So I just put some glue just to help this stick. And just pop that on there. And that is finished. My daughter's peeping at me now. There we go. Let's see if we can get a better piece of paper from underneath it. Oh, there we go. I've got a big spool. Put it on there. There you go. So I hope you've liked that. Thank you so much for watching. And take care. Bye bye. Oh, don't forget me. Be Divine Vintage. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube and Etsy. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.